Hi guys, welcome back to our channel. As promised in our Christmas greetings, I finally managed to film and take pictures of all my painting projects in 2025. So it's a little bit splitted between Blitz Bowl, Blood Bowl, Warhammer Fantasy, Terrain and Warhammer 40k. So I assembled all my miniatures on a table and subsequently filmed each model with a few thoughts about the model. And yeah, hope you enjoy the video. And if you see all those models, it's really a great success what you have managed in 1 year. Of course, there's much ebb and flow. Sometimes you paint really eagerly every day almost, but there are weeks where you have no motivation to sit down on the paint desk or have other things to do. So, but what you see next is my painting progress in 2025.
Okay, starting with my first Blood Bowl Blitz Bowl miniature. It's an old Treeman. I'd like to use him for my Halfling Blitz Bowl team, but the 6 Halflings need to be painted up. But yeah, the Treeman is a quite nice support for the Halflings in Blitz Bowl, and it's a rather easy paint job. A lot of texture, wood, and a spot color, a little bit of green. Well, the next two guys from the Blitz Bowl are two members of the Nurgle Rotters team. So it's a lineman, a rotter from the newly published edition, and one really old Pestigore, some kind of Nurgle Beastman it's an old metal miniature, and it was really a pleasure to paint those two. They have so much character, and I'm really looking forward to use them in our next Blitz Bowl matchup. Okay, that's my last that are my last miniatures I painted for Blitz Bowl this year. As you can see, it's a small team of 6 orcs from, I think it was originally from the 3rd or 4th edition of Blood Bowl. That were the plastic miniatures which were in the box set back then. And I really like those, and they're really have striking colors with the yellow and the green, of course. And they are fully usable in Blitz Bowl. We have got 3 linemen, 1 thrower, 1 black orc in the middle, and 1 blitzer. Okay, guys, in 2025 I painted not that much for Warhammer Fantasy, to be honest. Only 2 projects were accomplished. One of the projects you can see here, it's a command unit of the Dark Elves, consisting of a hero in the middle, of course, a musician, and a standard bearer of the Dark Elder Corsairs. I like the unit very much, and so I've got only 17 normal Corsairs left to paint in the next year. That was my second project in Warhammer Fantasy, and man, you can see it was really a large project. It took me a couple of months to paint all those lizard men on top, the skinks. I painted it in sub-assemblies. I had to do a lot of clean up on the Stegadon, a lot of pinning all those really heavy metal parts, because it's a really old model from the 4th, I think the 5th edition, with the box set with Bretonnians against Lizardmen, and it's really a huge and heavy miniature, and yeah, as I mentioned, it was really difficult to paint, took a lot of time, but I think the end result is very striking and it's really a centerpiece in my Lizardman army. Okay, one more project in 2025 was the painting of all the Terra pieces included in the Necromunda start box. As you can see, it was the old Necromunda start box from, I think, 2016. The re-release of the Necromunda game system from GW. And as you can see, it took me almost 10 years to open up the box and start painting. And this year I finished the whole basic Terra, which was in the box set as mentioned. Only a few colors, but I think it's really a nice outcome of the painted Terra, and hopefully maybe we will play some games of Necromunda in the future. Well, next you can see my second Terra project in 2025. Maybe you have seen it in one of our videos playing Turnet. It's the Turnet Terra, which was included in the Kill Team box. We never played Kill Team, but I think the Terra is really cool and fits quite nicely if you play with Turnets. And I just put 4 of the total amount of 12 or 14 Terra pieces on the turntable, but the whole set was painted up by me, I think in just a week or so. It's really a rather easy paint job, but I think the colors are quite matching, those purple and black. Okay, this is the first model for Warhammer 40k, and as you can see, it's a new model from the newly sculpted Death Guard. It's a Plague Sergeant. Yeah, it's a kind of Space Marine, Chaos Space Marine Apothecary, which was not covered in the Codex of the second edition, but nevertheless, it's a beautiful sculpted model, and it was a great joy to paint a new model compared to the old metal ones. And of course, you can include him as Chaos Champion, probably in a Chaos Death Guard army from second edition. Okay, now we continue with old sculpted model from the Elder, of course. It's the striking Scorpion Exarch. I painted 7 striking Scorpions, and of course I need some kind of leader. He's quite potent, equipped for close combat with his Mundi Blaster, Chainsword, and Shuriken Pistol, and of course you can give him some kind of Exarch special abilities and equip him with a lot of close combat assault weapons. Okay, the next Elder miniature I painted is a Distortion Cannon, a support weapon platform, which comes always handy because the Distortion Cannon is a real potent support weapon which can harm and kill outright. Well, the next painting project I accomplished in 2025 were my Necrons. I painted already 2 destroyers, and Marcus painted for me all my scarabs for my birthday. So finally I decided to get up the brush and paint the rest of the Necron army. The rest means 1 destroyer, as you can see here, and a total of 11 Necron warriors, including the 2 lords, which I painted a couple of years ago. I've now a pretty small 1000 point Necron army, which you have seen surely in our latest battle reports. The last project in 2025 were the beginning of my repaint of my Tyranid army. It was my first army when I started back then in school in the 90s of the last century, and now I have the skills and the paints to paint them up properly. So I started with Termagants, and I painted 2 complete squads of 12 and 16 Termagants respectively. 1 brute is equipped with a mixture of weapons, so as you can see here, they have a mixture of spike rifles, flash borers, and web guns, strangle webs, and they're all metal. And yeah, they're really was a joy to paint them, and they're quite useful in the upcoming battles. Okay, and that's the second brood of the Termagants, a total amount of 16 as mentioned before. They're the plastic models from the box set, and I've also included 3 really old Termagants, that the old Hunter Slayers from the Rogue Trader. Well, the next brood I repainted from my Tyranid army are Hormagaunts. I really like those old 2nd edition sculpts because they remind me always at the Alien movies. There are quite a similarity between those 2 creatures. And yeah, I painted a total amount of 12 Hormagaunts. I mixed a little bit the skin color. One is rather purple, whereas the other is rather pinkish. Okay, and the latest project I started just a couple of weeks ago are, of course, the Genestealers, a really iconic Tyranid army content. And I tried to paint up to 7 or maybe 10 Genestealers for a complete brood. And this is my first miniature. That's the old metal Genestealer, but the others will be the plastic, which appeared in 2nd edition.
Well, these are all the miniatures I painted in the last year. So hopefully you enjoyed the pictures and the short video clips. If you're curious about the paints I used, just write in the comments below the video. Then I'm glad to share my used paints, because I think a couple of years ago I started to write all the receipts into a book. So if maybe some paint goes off the miniature, or if I want to paint additional units from this type, then I can scroll into the book and check the colors I used. So if you're interested in a particular model, don't hesitate to contact us via the comment section, and I will give a short answer. I think in general the most paints were Citadel paints, but then I used some AK paints or Vallejo paints. As mentioned, just write in the comments. I hope you enjoyed the video, and catch you next time. Bye!